Okay, well, we want to do the line through this point that's perpendicular to the line that goes through these points. Okay, so, and we're asked to sketch the thing first, so we're going to do the point 6, -5, and -8, 7. Okay, that goes on both sides of the axis. So let's say this is 6, -5, and
-8,
just trying to decide how far to go. -8, -7.
Did not leave myself enough room.
Okay. So what's the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to sketch the line between these points. Now the line continues, so I'm going to sketch and indicate that it's a line, but it's through these 2 points. And the natural thing I would hope that you would do then is you would sketch this skinny little fundamental triangle, right? With a run of 14 and a rise of 2. So the slope is 2/14, which is 1/7. Okay? And I'll write up here just in case anybody's unsure. 2/14 is 1/7. So there's the slope. Okay? Now, we want a line through 0,8 that's perpendicular to this line. Okay? So what I have to do, I go up here to 0,8. That might be about here. Let's just pretend it is anyway. Okay, there's 0,8, and it's got to be perpendicular to this line. How am I going to draw a line through this point that's perpendicular to this line?
You have to get the negative reciprocal of the slope.
Well, it's going to have the negative reciprocal slope, but since we're hand sketching this, if we want to make the line perpendicular, we're pretty unlikely to hand sketch it accurately enough to make it look really perpendicular. So let's just make a line that looks perpendicular, then we'll use the negative reciprocal slope with this point, and we'll very easily get the equation we want, right? So I'm going to say, okay, well, to get a line perpendicular to this one, well, right there is perpendicular, right? Just go through that point. What do I got to do to make it go through that point? Move it over a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Or just eyeball it, say, I think if I go, oh, I'm not in there right. Okay, that's about right. Okay, that's a reasonable sketch, and we put a little right angle symbol there to indicate that it's perpendicular, right? Okay? So that's a sketch. We haven't done anything with the sketch, but now we're going to say, okay, well, let's see. It's got to be perpendicular, so what's the slope got to be? Well, let's make this line green just so we can distinguish it from the other one. Not that we can't already, but okay, there it is, right? What's the slope have to be?
-7. -7.
-7/1 or just -7, right? In general, you'll have a numerator and a denominator, so I'll keep the 1 there, but it's not necessary. Okay? So now what am I going to do? Well, at this point,
This one's kind of easy.
I can use a fundamental triangle in the point slope form to find the equation, right? I'll do it both ways because it only takes a minute either way. As soon as you see, okay, we have these 2 points, we've got to get the line from here to here, right? We naturally get the slope. We naturally do a fundamental triangle on the slope because we're pretty sure it's going to be important, right? If it isn't important, it probably didn't hurt anything. Just discard it, but it's important. So we get the slope, and now we have a line through here that's perpendicular to this. We sketch it, okay?
Oh, it's great. I spent an hour yesterday trying to get it
And
done.
then we have its slope, and we label that. So then I'm going to go ahead and do a fundamental triangle. between these points. So what's the rise? Oh yeah, and this point is going to be our XY point. Could be any point on the line. It's going to work out no matter where it is. Okay, but that's a convenient place to draw the triangle. Probably don't want to put XY down here because the triangle will go through the other one and confuse things. Okay? So just, I find a convenient place to put XY and draw the fundamental triangle. And now I say, okay, I've got a fundamental triangle through 0, 8, and XY.
Thank you, I'm sorry.
I can easily find the rise and the run, right? So if I go from here to here, the rise is Y minus 8, the run is X minus 7, and the slope is, and I probably ought to do that triangle in a little different color, so I can just do that, X minus 7, Y minus 8. And the slope of that triangle is going to be Y minus 8 over X minus 7, right? But the slope of this triangle has to be the same as the slope of the line because the hypotenuse includes the line, or the line includes the hypotenuse, okay? So our equation is just Y minus 8 over X minus 7 equals negative 7 over 1. Of course, that's just negative 7. You don't have to write the 1 there, okay? Or I can use the point slope form. Let's say I did that in purple before, so I'll do it in purple again. Okay? That would be Y minus Y1 equals M times X minus X1. M equals negative 7 over 1. X1, Y1 is my given point, 0, 8. So I get Y minus where in the world did I get X minus 7? Is that bothering anybody? It should be bothering you much worse than
I
that
was trying to figure out.
3-inch thorn through my left foot, which doesn't really there. That should be bothering you severely. You should be questioning my sanity, but you already know the answer. That would be X minus 0, not X minus 7, right? My eye picked up the 7 and my brain failed to distinguish. Watch me, that happens occasionally, okay? Causes all kinds of trouble, but, okay. So, having written this down carefully, I discovered that I didn't have a 7 there, right?
Right.
And that was a good thing to discover because otherwise I could have gone on and made everybody think I was completely ignorant. Well, probably already have. Okay, so what do we have? Y1 is 8, so Y minus 8 equals slope, which is 3/2. That was last week, wasn't it? Negative 7 over 1 times X minus 0. Okay? Well, that's exactly the same as this. It's just, multiply both sides by the denominator, X minus 0. And I didn't have to write the minus 0, but I did write it there just to be sure that we're holding that place, okay? Let's make sure we've got everything. So this solves and we get Y equals negative 7X plus 8. Okay? Okay, now, we're not going to get to number 5 here, but I will ask you to do as much as you can on that one. They give you very explicit instructions, okay? We might get to that. I think we can dispose of number 4 rather quickly. Okay, 2x plus 3, negative x plus 4.
This part right here.
Okay, now watch carefully. Actually,